What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are back to talk about Cosmic Crucible Season 8. Yes, it's here. Once again we have a new season with new rules, and the new rules are a little bit boring. Some of the rooms are kind of a nothing burger. Other rooms are very interesting, and overall the global rules are also not very interesting. As the global rule, we have that Cabal members count as Masters of Evil, which is fine, I guess, but it will be way more interesting and way more fun, a lot more opportunities to theorycraft if it was the opposite, if the Masters of Evil characters would count as Cabal. That would be amazing. Please, Copley, take notes. Please hire me to do this thing fun and properly, because like this it's just a nothing burger, it's just a sleeper, and yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's what we have, right? So once again, Cabal members count as Master of Evil, and that kind of sucks. Anyway, so with this new season we need a new defense, and some of the suggestions I'm gonna give you, it's based of course on my account, based on my experience, and you have to adjust depending on what you have. Some of these rooms, in my opinion, they are right away very strong. The other rooms might have some adjustment, once again because the rooms themselves are not relevant enough. So in this video I'm going to break down all information that you need to know in order for you to set up your defense with my suggestions, and figure out what's going to be the best defense for this season 8, at least for the first few weeks. So as always, if you like information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so for the first room we have the rules that when a character has a turn, clears all vulnerabilities, and then he's going to heal for 20% of each vulnerable that was cleared. And characters with vulnerable will have 25% less resistance. 25% less resistance is not like super important by any means, but the 20% health per vulnerability is quite insane. So what you want to do here, you want to put here characters that can keep those vulnerabilities, and you want teams that also have large health pools, right? Because whenever they take a turn, they're going to heal for so much that might completely take your enemies off guard, right? For example, with the Master of Evil, they have a limited amount of damage that they can output, and if you put a very beefy team in this room, that is going to counter them, right? Because whenever your characters take a turn, they just heal so much. Okay, so suggestions for here. Once again, beefy teams. You want to use the beefiest teams you want, but you can also use teams that are somewhat strong, but that do not have enough sustain. And we are talking about teams like Unlimited, the original Unlimited with some additional characters, or you want to use something like Infinity Watch, right? Or Pegasus. Maybe Pegasus is also good here. So once again, teams that are able to sustain some damage in the face, not die right away because or they have a lot of health, or because they have death proofs and other mechanics to keep them alive, and whenever they take a turn they recover all the health that they lost. So the team that I'm going to use is Infinity Watch. You don't need Moondragon. If you want to use Black Knight or Quicksilver or something else here, it's an interesting option. It makes Infinity Watch a lot more difficult, but once again, other beefy teams that you have might also be useful. Once again, Unlimited or Pegasus or something else that is beefy and can sustain some damage in the face enough after recover with those vulnerabilities. For the second room we have a Blood Transfusion, and on turn characters are going to gain bleed. Whenever a character takes a turn, they are going to gain bleed, and the characters with bleeds, they gain 5% more damage. Now, if the character has bleed outside of his turn, that means the next turn that he has is going to have that additional damage. But let's be honest, 5% is not a lot. So how many bleeds do you need? Like, you need 10 bleeds to have 50% more damage. it's a little bit dangerous. So what I feel it's better here, it has to be Secret Defenders, right? And it's because of Robbie Ray's Ghost Rider. Now you can spice up a little bit by putting different characters there. And I went with Spider-Man Noir and with Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay, she kind of counters New Warriors. The Spider-Man Noir is going to go extremely fast and going to apply bleeds to the enemies. That's going to speed up Robbie Reyes. Morgan Le Fay can also spread those bleeds. So this is an interesting combo. Of course, any variation of Secret Defenders, maybe Dormammu, maybe something else, it's going to be good to go. But beyond the Secret Defenders, I actually don't see a lot of options here. I saw some people suggesting the Mercs for money, and in my opinion it's a big mistake if you use Mercs for money on defense, because not only you are destroying your New Warriors, which next week we'll see some combos with New Warriors that make them a lot better. And the other thing is that Old Man Logan might be better on other teams. Which teams are going to talk about it. But yeah, overall I don't think Mercs for money should be used on defense. Old Man Logan is going to be together with other character. Deadpool is going to be together with other team. And Daken is also going to be together with other characters. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel so you know in the near future what I'm talking about exactly. Okay, so now double tap is the rules for room 3. And when you apply expose to a character, if you attack that character after, you are going to do one additional basic. So it's like you are doing the ISO 8 attack. Characters with expose have 20% less resistance. This is irrelevant. What's relevant is that we only have 3 characters in the game that apply expose right now, which is Nightcrawler, Super Skrull, and Val. Val on defense is trash, so forget about that. Super Skrull on defense right now is a problem, so I would not recommend to use Super Skrull on defense. There are multiple counters for Super Skrull right now, one of them being Black Knight, and other characters as well. And finally we have Nightcrawler. So if you want to take advantage of this room, the only team that you can use here is Extreme X-Men. Of course you can spice up your Extreme X-Men with Rogue, and also with Old Man Logan. Why not? Old Man Logan is going to get speed up, evades from Nightcrawler and from Gambit. Old Man Logan is also going to get speed bar from Nightcrawler whenever he does his special. Then we also have Forge is also going to give all the buffs for Logan as well. And Old Man Logan is pretty much going to benefit from all the buffs that X-Men usually have. Of course, once again, you could split this team in 2 and make one unlimited for room 1 and one extreme for room 3. But this is definitely something very strong to take into consideration, and we'll see in the future if it's going to be better to have them together in a super room or if it's going to be better to separate them. But at least for now, this is what I'm going to use. Okay, moving on, we have the Under the Weather room, and this room is one of the most meaningless rooms that we have this season. Apart from room 1, this is like the worst room after. And on turn, clear all negative effects from this character, and at the end of the turn, the character gains defense down, offense down, slow, and disrupt. If you're giving defense down, slow, and disrupt to a character, it's pretty much game over. And yeah, it's not gonna work, right? So in this room you could use teams like Unlimited that flip negative effects into positive effects, or that have evades, because the evades can bypass some of these negative effects, sometimes, not always, but sometimes. Or you have to use beefy teams and teams that clear negative effects. So on top of Unlimited you could also use Infinity Watch, you could also use Spider Society, you could also use Pegasus, and maybe a few more, but those would be the center of the options. Now, in terms of the team that I'm going to use Pegasus with Dormammu. Is this a good team? I'm not sure, we'll see. But like I said, there are a few rooms that we don't know for sure. Room 2 and Room 3, they are pretty solid. I think they're going to be valuable across the season. Room 1 and Room 4 is something that we have to adjust as we go. Then we have I'll be back. Room number 5. The rules are villain characters will gain a revive once with 50% more health. So of course you want to stock up here as many villains as possible. And one of the very powerful teams that are villains that we have right now is Superior 6, right? Superior 6, Sinister 6. And like I said last season, and then some people decided to copy my teams and get credit for them. What's the best team? It's going to be, of course, Superior 6 with Black Knight. In my opinion, this is the best version because Rhino provides defense up for the entire team. He also provides counters, and Craven is going to apply safeguard to everyone. So yes, we have that extra layer of protection with defense up, counters, and safeguard from Craven. In my opinion, this is better than Lizard because Lizard is better on offense, and that's why we go like this. Now, this team can be beaten very easily by Super Scroll if you don't have a Black Knight. A lot of people are just using vanilla Superior 6 or Superior 6 with Sinister 6. If you don't have Black Knight here, like this team is not gonna do much. So if you really want to make sure that this room values as its worth in value, you need to have Black Knight here. It's just the way it is. Okay, so that's room number 5, and the final room is going to be Supercharged. And the Supercharged is pretty much like the Raid room. If you think about it, there are a few teams that require that extra energy on spawn. And this room provides ultimate abilities cost 2 less, and after you use ultimate ability you are going to spread all positive effects. So it's going to be convenient for you to have characters that have a lot of positive effects, right? And one team that has a lot of positive effects is Infinity Watch, for sure. That's an option, yes. Other teams that have some positive effects and that benefit also from this rule would be something like Darkhold with Quicksilver that we have seen 1 billion times in the past. But in my opinion, what is better is actually going to be Spider Society with Quicksilver. It doesn't have to be Quicksilver. It can be Spider-Man Noir. It can be Dormammu. This is also going to be one of those rooms that we are going to adjust based on what we face and what we see in the future, right? It might sound good on paper because they have so many positive effects. They also clear negative effects from themselves, but it might happen that yeah, they're good on 6, but they're also good on 4, or maybe they're even better on 1. And this is why the only rooms that in my opinion are 100% solid is the room number 2, number 3, and number 5. The rooms number 1, number 4, and number 6, they are going to be adjusted as we go. And if you want to see in the very near future if I'm going to do some changes to my defense or not, I'm going to make it all available on my Patreon. The link is on the description of the video. Not only I will put weekly or bi-weekly my defense, but also the counters that I used for multiple matches, and also other matches from the community that I curate myself rather than having a bunch of random people just putting stuff there and after it doesn't work. So that's going to be my defense. Once again, Infinity Watch room 1, Secret Defenders room 2, Extreme X-Men room 3, Pegasus on 4, Superior 6 on 5, and Spider Society on 6. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.